friends, welcome to another episode of Attorney Session Reacts. I'm your host, Attorney Marcus Session. I am on vacation in Tampa with my daughter, and we did Disney World today. So, and excuse the mess up here. I had a injury, and I had to get stitches. Maybe it has something to do with my MMA training, but who knows? So today's video, and actually a situation I wanted to discuss, is the German woman who says black women is no competition for her. In fact, she has a lot to say. And this video, of course, I stole this video from the Hodge Twins. If y'all don't follow those guys, please follow them. They have some pretty good commentary. They always keep you laughing, but follow me too if you haven't already followed me. But I wanted to weigh in on this issue because I have a lot to say about dating in America, especially in our contemporary society, which is driven by social media. We really got some work to do, and we're behind the curve. So a lot of what she's talking about, I'm privy to, having lived overseas for 9 years and having been dating internationally for a long time. I have a lot to say on this issue, but yeah, just check the video out for yourself, and we'll talk about it in a minute.
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because that's not something that I learned from home. If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak and then you would listen and then say whatever you have to say, right? So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit. He didn't know none of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. Like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially black American family, has barely a family unit. There is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family. Can you imagine that impact that I had on him back then? So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you. It doesn't matter if they're young, it doesn't matter if they're older. They are willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown because unfortunately a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in. And they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. They say by choice, but I don't believe them.
Firstly, what I want to say is that I don't think her video was an indictment on black women per se, but I think it was more so an indictment on women in America and what American culture and social media has done to the perceptions of American women and their views on dating. And I can kind of understand that. I can agree with that because if you're not having 5,000 followers or if you're not, looking like the big shit on social media, it seems like these women are a little less interested, right? So that definitely has some validity. Dating advice from social media gurus or quote unquote social media gurus that all these people are taking, it just dumbs down the dating pool. And it brings validity to what she was saying. So I do agree with her in terms of her indictment upon American women in general and Americans when it comes to dating. Secondly, what she says about the family unit, the black family unit, is bullshit because that's what we're known for. I know the Session family is a huge family, nuclear and extended. And we get together yearly, more than once a year, and we have get-togethers, gatherings. I'm very close to my parents. I'm very close to my siblings, my cousins, my aunts, uncles. we have a very close family. So I don't know what black people she's talking about. Maybe the family that her husband comes from, maybe they aren't that close, and that's what she was able to see through her interactions with him. But nah, we close, and we've always remained close. And as a people, from our African ancestry, we weren't known as an individualistic society, or we weren't known as individualistic societies. We were known for village societies and taking care of one another and being close knit. So she definitely loses me on that one. I'm gonna get hated for this, but my third point is that men, you guys definitely should date overseas. I lived overseas and played professional basketball for overseas for about 9 years. And when I tell you the dating pool is great in other countries, from my experience, the women are just down to earth. They just want to hang out. They just want to build with a man as opposed to constantly take from a man, wondering what the man's going to do. There's always a give and a take. There's never just a take. You ask me, oh, why aren't you with any of these women? Well, of course there's a distance barrier, and I'm not going anywhere because I have this, and I'm not going to leave her for any woman and go move overseas. So that's out of the damn question. So yeah, man, you definitely should enrich your dating environment. Travel overseas, hit me up, inbox me. I got some tips for you. But the dating world is wide open. Don't limit yourself to America. So, hey, live life, fellas. Live life. You might discover your treasure. Just don't go to Eastern Europe or Russia. But on a serious note, is this what our society has become? Are people just less interested in seriously dating, taking someone seriously, growing with someone, building with someone? It kind of like the old couples did. My dad and my mom built together. They didn't have a lot of money at one point. They worked together. They bought a house together. They raised a kid. I mean, does this not exist anymore? Is no one willing to go through hard times with someone, forge a unit, work with someone? I'm not even talking about just marriage. I'm talking about just being together and working with someone through some rough times, as opposed to, what can you give me? What can you do for me? What are you here for me for? Me. Does this exist? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. And to each his or her own. You live your life the way you want to live it. Thank you guys for always tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the content, to the page. I'm here. Until next time, take it easy, my friends.
Let's go.